Nazia.
Nazia, are you there? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh,
Good
okay.
afternoon, sir.
Oh, good afternoon. Nice to see you, Nazia.
Thank you, sir.
You studied in Aligarh Muslim University. It has
Yes, sir.
cherished history and legacy.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me briefly about that history and legacy of Aligarh Muslim University?
Yes, sir. Sir, it was started by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan in 1875 as a Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental college. He wanted to promote scientific education among Muslim community, and he established the institution on the model of Cambridge and Oxford, and later it was granted Central University status in 1920. And recently, sir, a case has been going on with regard to Aligarh Muslim University.
And when we talk of JNU,
Yes, sir.
there is a saying that it is breeding urban Naxalites. Now, who are these urban Naxalites?
Sir, it is a term used recently by people in urban areas who have radical left leaning, violent ideologies, sir. So, in recent times, the term has come into parlance, sir.
But
And they come from intellectual category of people, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between this urban Naxals and the real Naxals? Who are the real Naxals?
Sir, the Naxalite issue in India can be traced to Naxal Bari village in West Bengal. At that time, it was rural character. It was based on land. They wanted to fair distribution of land. These were the things, sir. And they came from poor section, backward section of people, and they had very crude means of protesting. But now, as the term is being
Who were the leaders at that time of that?
Sorry, sir, your voice was not.
Who were the leaders at
Sir,
that time?
one leader.
Naxalite movement?
Sir, one name I am able to recall, sir, is Charu Majumdar.
Okay, good. You seem to be knowing about it. We will talk about it later because I worked in Naxal Bari 3 months during my training as BDO, Block Development Officer. So we'll talk about it a bit later about Naxal
Yes, sir.
Bari. I'm happy you remember the founder of the Naxal Bari movement, Charu Mazumdar, and there was another person called Kanu Sanya. These were the twin barrels of Naxalism in India. Now, you did political science and international relations. Why this Palestinian issue is always hot-boiled?
Sir, it is a hot boil. It is a very long, and it is a hot boil because the matter of faith and land is linked, sir. And this is the reason, sir. And there is a demand for a Palestinian state, and there is a very long drawn tussle, sir, in this.
The Palestinian state is already there. It's a nation. It's a member of the United Nations. They got
Sir, Palestine has observer status, sir. Palestine has observer status.
Yeah, the state is recognized. Observer means also it is a nation. It is run by a government, democratically elected government. They have a president.
Yes, so there are multiple issues in this, and recently the issue came because of Hamas attack on 7 October on Israel, and then Israel's retaliation for self-defense, and the region has come on boil because of this.
What is the basic difference between the Hamas and the non-Hamas?
Sir, the area that is governed by Hamas, Gaza Strip. Hamas is basically a militant group. and that is declared by some countries as terrorist organization. And the non-Hamas, they are the people living in Gaza Strip, and also, sir, the Palestinian Authority that governs West Bank. They are also, sir, what I can believe non-Hamas, sir.
Okay. You hygiene proctor in your college. What were the
Yes, sir.
issues? What were the issues relating to hygiene at that point of age?
Yes, sir. There were many issues like lack of appropriate cleanliness in the canteen area, and plenty of dustbin all around the campus. And sometimes dustbin was there, people were not using it, and people were throwing garbage. And there was lack of appropriate mechanism where people, if facing any problem in cleanliness, they can approach. So these were the steps. There were the problem, and these were the steps that I took to solve the issue, sir.
See, other than living and seeing Delhi, UP, and Bihar in your case, as from the DAF, have you visited
Yes, sir.
any other parts of India?
Sir, I have visited West Bengal. I have lived in Gurgaon, that is in NCR only, sir.
West Bengal.
And I have, yes, sir, West Bengal. Yes, sir. I have
Uh,
also visited Uttar Pradesh, sir.
okay.
I studied in Aligarh. I have
Yeah,
visited
yeah, I said
Bihar.
UP. Okay. Now, where did you go in West Bengal? Which place?
Sir, Kolkata.
Kolkata. Okay. What is
Yes, sir.
the level of development in Haryana, UP, and West Bengal?
Okay, fine. Sir, in Haryana, Haryana is considered as one of the state that has highest per capita income, sir. And that has agrarian economy as well as a very good industrial development, sir. And it is around NCR, so it has very good exposure and development, sir. And when coming to Uttar Pradesh, sir, the region basically Western Uttar Pradesh and Eastern Uttar Pradesh. West has a quite a good standard of living, and uh, as compared to Eastern Uttar Pradesh, sir, it is comparatively backward because West is the closer to national capital, sir. And coming to West Bengal, sir, the area that I visited, Kolkata, that is a very culturally rich region, sir. It has a very diverse region, sir. It is very diverse region, and these are the things, sir, that I'm able to recall.
On the development plane, you didn't
Yes,
notice
sir.
anything in West Bengal compared to Haryana and Uttar Pradesh?
Sir, in Kolkata,
Infrastructure.
there are
Hmm.
infrastructure is, sir, in Kolkata, their infrastructure is good, sir. There are quite good high-rise buildings, sir. But at the same time, there is issue of what I say, sanitation and slum areas. There is also the issue, sir.
Okay. When we look at Human Development Index, there are a lot of
Yes, sir.
disparity interstates in India.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir. Sir, for disparity, there are multiple regions, sir. One is, some state has a controlled population, while some state has huge populations, sir. And some state, they are located in uh, uh, port areas, on coastal areas. They have very good trading opportunities, sir. And some states, there, because of political stability and political willpower, sir, they have quite good development. And because of lack of state like Bihar have not progressed that much, sir. And the region, especially Bihar, sir, that was bypassed during Green Revolution. So these are the regions, sir, where various happened in different regions, sir.
Okay, Nazia, we keep talking about electoral reforms.
Yes, sir.
For the last
Yes, sir.
70 plus years, we are talking about electoral reforms. But then
Yes,
Uttar
sir.
Pradesh and Bengal, West Bengal always display and they have a commonality called booth capturing. What is booth capturing?
Yes, sir. Sir, when free and fair voting by the voters is not allowed and there is a rigging by some person of some political party, it is called the booth capturing, sir.
What happens when there is a booth capturing report? What happens thereafter? As far as the official machinery is concerned, what action they take?
Sir, Election Commission on many instances have said for a re-election, sir, if there are reports after investigation that the event has happened, sir.
Is it for the entire constituency or?
Sir, it depends upon the Election Commission if that is limited to particular area or particular voting station, or if there is any entire constituency. So it depends upon the Election Commission and the level of that event, sir.
At times they use this usage countermanding of election. What is countermanding?
Sir, I have heard and read about term, but I am not able to recall right at the moment.
No, check on that.
Sir.
Digital currency.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about it?
Sir, it be the version of the rupee, and it would be issued by the central bank, that is the RBI in India, and it would be stored in mobile digital format, and for transaction there will be direct transaction without the interlinkage of banks, sir. Digital currency.
What does it envisage? Usage of digital currency. What are the main benefits?
Sir, the cost of printing and handling of hard currency will be reduced. It can help in tackling the black money issue, sir, because there will be good traceability, and it will promote ease of living, ease of doing business, sir. These are the benefits, sir.
Okay, Nazia. Now Jawahar sir will take on.
Welcome,
Thank you, sir.
NAZIA.
Yes,
NAZIA
sir.
Parween.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are ambassador for hygiene in your college, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes,
sir was our chairman, sir, asking about certain questions. The hygiene is often neglected in public places, marriage halls,
yes, sir.
etc. Do you agree with the statement?
Yes, sir. It was a neglected issue, but with quite a good
What
political will and.
very good. What are the suggestions you make to make the more hygiene?
Sir, first of all, it requires infrastructure, that there should be proper a dustbin mechanism and measure to check the quality
Well, I would
and
like to
hygiene.
restrict it to hand hygiene.
Yes, sir.
What would
Yes,
measures
sir.
be
Personal
needed for
hygiene.
hand?
Yes, sir.
Because that's a very plays a vital role. The next one comes where
Yes,
your
sir.
disposal of your
Yes, sir.
waste material.
Yes, sir. Sir, for hand hygiene, we can promote behavioral change with the help of a wash campaign, and encouraging a proper washing of hand, especially before eating. This,
Okay, I talked about marriage halls, parties.
yes, sir.
In such a situation, this hand
Yes,
hygiene is
sir.
something forgotten, right? Do you agree with me that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How do we handle it?
Yes, sir. This is a major issue. They generally, sir, for that we can install wash basins at regular intervals, and there should be proper availability of water and proper availability of, sir, hand wash, not soaps, and these things need to be ensured, sir. And we should promote, like, before eating people should come and wash hands, sir, and even after eating there should be proper tissues available and there should be proper washing of hands. This, sir.
Very good. Okay, I'll come back to you at the right answer at the end. Well, the public health is a major issue in India,
Yes, sir.
not in all
Yes, sir.
developing countries, because public health is neglected. We are only going for a curative one, not a preventive side. Public health looks forward to preventive health, right? So can you give me 3 suggestions that can make India's public health good?
Sir, especially focusing on preventive side. Sir, the suggestions would be we should go for prevention, like primary health centers, community health centers. We can strengthen them so that there is no need of secondary health services. And the second suggestion would be, sir, for health, we should
Ajay, I'm
promote,
audible to
sir.
you?
Yes, sir. Their first point was strengthening of primary healthcare centers, and the
Good.
second would be promotion of diversified diet. This would ensure maternal health as well as infant health. It will be a very good point, sir. Step, sir. Third point, I would recommend proper vaccination with regard to preventable diseases like cervical cancer. Step has been taken recently, sir.
Okay. So you talked about cervical cancer.
Yes,
So
sir.
recently a vaccine has been suggested. And what is
Yes,
that
sir.
vaccine and whom it should be administered?
Sir, I am able to recall the name. Sarvavac was the name of the vaccine,
That was the
and
old one.
these
That was
would.
the old one.
Okay, sir. I am not able to recall the new name. I will read about that, sir. And sir, second part, it would be
Fine.
administered on the girls from 12 to 19 years of age, school-going girls, sir.
HPV virus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is some lag. I'm
There,
not getting it.
there was, yes, sir. There was disconnection
Oh,
on network, sir.
okay, right. No, don't know where it happened. I don't know. Okay. So the human papilloma virus,
Yes, sir.
HPV
Yes, sir.
vaccination to
Yes,
be
sir.
administered to girl children between 9 and 14.
9
Two,
and
two,
14. Thank you, sir.
two doses. Just because it is all on the
Okay,
news
sir.
recently. You studied in DAV school.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell about Dayanand Saraswati?
Yes, sir. Sir, Dayanand Saraswati was one of the social reformers in Indian society. He was against the practice of untouchability and superstitions. He wanted to promote the pure Vedic teachings, and he was a votary of moral education, that we should have correct moral understanding of things, sir.
Very good. Very good. And you are working on posters, right? On social issues.
Yes, sir.
If suppose I
Yes, sir.
ask you to prepare 2 posters, what will be your topics on which you will prepare posters?
Yes, sir. Sir, can I take few moments to think about the topic, sir?
Yes, you can mention about topics. There is no need to think it over.
Sorry, sir, your voice was not audible.
Yeah, you can give the answer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, my first topic would be prevention of suicide, because NCRB report has said suicide rate have increased. And my second topic would be sir, a lifestyle movement. The main issue would be switching off our car engines when we are in traffic. These two topics I would prepare, sir.
Very good. Fine. Okay. Now, come to the Uniform Civil Code that was
Yes,
introduced
sir.
by a Haryana Assembly, passed by Haryana
Uttarakhand.
Assembly and pending. Yeah. So there is a provision for what you call living in relation to be registered with the government within 30 days.
Yes, sir.
Does it violate privacy of an individual? That is the right to privacy guaranteed under the Article 21.
Yes, sir. Sir, the provision that would be registered, and when we would be exiting the living relationship, that also need to be communicated. Sir, it has a very good intention, so that promote the safety of women and give the child that is born out of that relation.
Yeah.
Sir, but
Could
what
you
I believe,
recall in which Supreme Court judgment this privacy right has been formalized?
sir, it is under Swami case. Supreme
Yes.
Court has granted fundamental right status to privacy. And yes, sir, UCC up to certain extent is violative of right to privacy, sir.
No, okay. The right, no
Living
right is
relation.
absolute. No right is absolute, right? No
Yes,
fundamental
sir.
right is absolute. Okay. In that case, the privacy can be violated. Supreme Court itself
Yes,
has
sir.
given, 3 tests. Can you recall them?
Sir, I am not aware about that. I will read about that, sir.
Okay. It's a legality, necessity, and proportionality, right? So
Yes, sir.
perhaps
Thank you,
all
sir.
the 3 will be passed. We do not know whether it goes to the court. Then we will come to know.
Yes,
Very good.
sir.
And you are you worked in Paisa Bazaar. So number
Yes,
of
sir.
that kind of startups are coming up. But the startup facing problems, many of the startups, right from Uber, right from Ola, number of educational startups are facing problems. Why?
Yes, sir. In last 1 to 2 years, we saw there is the issue of finance crunch in startups, sir. And there were lack of investors that would invest. And many startups, they are facing, sir, like Paytm, they are facing regulatory issues. And yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll mention that later. Now you have come to, you take me to Paytm, right? So the Paytm bank, payment bank has been
Yes, sir.
banned by RBI. Why?
Yes, sir. Sir, RBI has given few reasons for this, that they were not complying with the rules that were required. Like, and there was also a issue of money laundering that is being investigated by RBI. And before suspending the operations, RBI, sir, has given sufficient time to comply with the rules, sir. This was the issue, sir.
So you are talking about the payment bank, right? So there is a
Yes,
bad bank. Is the bad bank
yes,
really
sir.
bad?
Sir, it is not really a bad, sir. It does a very good work that it will make the good loans recover and improve the financial health of banks, sir.
Very good. Good. You are mentioning about the banking system, right? Because you're a commerce student. So today,
Yes, sir.
our repo rate is
Yes, sir.
almost 6.5 for our last 2 years. So the RBI to it, this repo rate. There are some concerns raised by a quarter of the businessmen and industries who claim that there is a dearth of cheap loan which will suffer the economy. What is your view on this?
Yes, sir. It is a very tough thing to maintain the growth investment as well as keeping in control the inflation. And
There is a voice break.
RBI has, sir, it is a, I am now audible, sir. Sir, RBI,
Yeah,
yes, sir, it is, yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is a very tricky situation where RBI has to maintain the inflation control and as well as promote growth. And sir, RBI is keeping on guard because inflation has not subsided in food category especially, and because of global headwinds like disruption in Red Sea region. So this for that, sir, it is a good thing that RBI is tackling That means, sir.
Okay.
Promoting ease
Fine.
of doing business, infrastructure, sir.
Okay. Suppose I'll give you a situational question. If you're posted to a district as a BM, and you know
Yes, sir.
the anemia is a major problem in India among women, what are the three
Yes,
things
sir.
that we'll do to address anemia in that area? You can, including use of all technology, including digital.
Yes, sir. Sir, I will try. First, I will put millets under a PDS system, sir. Second, I will use the self-help groups where I have read one model that they make very nutritious laddus, local and distribute. I will
Yeah.
do this thing, sir. And the third, sir, I will promote, if there is excessive anemia, I will promote some medication and will track via online dashboards, sir, to prevent the anemia things.
Very good. It was where this laddu was done.
Sir,
Nutritious
in
laddu was
Uttarakhand,
done.
sir.
Yeah.
Uttarakhand, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Uttarakhand, it is being done and it is being
Yes,
emulated
sir.
by other districts also. Very good.
Yes,
And
sir.
we hear about the Wildlife Act has been recently amended by 2022 to bring
Yes, sir.
in international convention, right? You know about the
Yes,
international convention. Right? Now, the Kerala government is objecting to it or wants certain amendment to avoid human-animal conflict.
yes, sir.
So, are you aware of what is their requirement and why are they objecting to it?
Sir, I have read the issue quite a few, quite a time has happened, sir. I am not able to recall. I will read about this again,
No,
sir.
it's a very recent one. It's a recent one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
It
I
has
will
got
give
a
you
more
about
than-
two things. One about human-animal conflict, I said. Then there was
Yes,
the
sir.
vermin. What is the vermin?
Sir, that has become that population has expanded too much. That is a vermin thing, sir.
So the
And
problem
that
is
is
that, yeah,
declared can be seen, sir.
I'll explain that during my explanation session. I'll
Yes,
give you
sir.
feedback session. So I'll go for my last question. There is
Sir.
a cashless everywhere. Is the
Yes,
comment
sir.
made by the finance minister to insurance, health insurance scheme. Can you tell me
Yes,
what
sir.
is this cashless everywhere concept?
Sir, in the medical, there is a medical insurance. There is a scheme where there would be cashless payment. There would be card, and the government will pay the things, sir.
Yeah, very good.
And
Go ahead.
yes, sir. And government is promoting cashless, sir, so that if there is online transaction, it can be done it can be used in direct benefit transfer. Resources will be saved, and there would be less leakages, sir. There will be more accurate transactions. Yes, these things
Okay.
are being promoted.
Besides Ayushman Bharat, you have number of private health insurance schemes, right?
Yes,
Medical
sir.
or health insurance schemes. So can you
Yes, sir.
connect this cashless everywhere for them?
Yes, sir. We can promote transactions in online medium, sir. It will help in fast processing, better tracking. Yes, sir. This can be done.
Okay, I'll get back to you in the feedback. It's over, sir.
Tamilvendan, sir.
Yes. Nazia, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
See, I find that you in badminton.
Yes, sir.
Right. We have done wonderfully well in the recent past. Just name one achievement which has gone into the record books. Can you tell me?
Sir, in 2022, India's men's team, Thomas Cup, and beating champion Indonesia, sir.
Yeah.
And yes, this was the one achievement. And recently, the recent sir, one player has achieved this record of hitting the and has entered the record book, sir.
No,
This is the achievement, sir.
there is a recent achievement which is even more stupendous.
Sir, I am not able to recall what is.
Okay. Have you been watching the Asian Games badminton event? You're a badminton, player. You play badminton with a lot of interest, I suppose. Have you been watching it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So,
sir. I have followed the game, sir. Yes, sir.
all right, all right. So you need to, I think, do a little bit of work there, because badminton is one sport
Yes,
which
sir. I will do.
we have been garnering international, fame. India, because all the while we had been playing second fiddle to our own Asian competitors like China, South Korea, Indonesia. Indonesia is a very good badminton force.
Yes,
Uh, Japan also used to play very well. But India is now almost, on par with all of these people. And in fact, we beat China, one of the top teams in the world. We beat, we have come closer to beating China, not beating China. In the finals, we lost to China, but we were leading almost 2-0. So we are on par. We are beating them now and then, the top players. Why do you think Asians are doing so very well in badminton, compared to the Europeans?
yes, sir. Sir, what I think, sir, in Europe, there is a more prevalence of football and badminton and football and games like tennis. They are quite expensive. And games like badminton have become part of lives of in these countries, China, Indonesia, and
No, well, till
bad.
till till 2000, the
Yes,
Europeans
sir.
were on top of the world in badminton. How would you
Yes,
explain
sir.
that? How did they slip up, and how did Asians catch up?
Sir, because they have more interest in other games like football and tennis, and in
Before
recent
before
times,
before before 2000 also they had more interest. Before 2000
yes,
also they were,
yes,
if
sir.
we talk about the
Yes,
Europeans, they were very much interested in football and tennis. They
yes,
were world powers.
yes, sir.
Yet they
Yes,
were
sir.
also world powers in badminton.
Badminton.
So
Sir, in
what
recent
suddenly
times,
changed? What
government,
suddenly?
sir, in recent times, government has invested in badminton and success of players like Pulela Gopichand and Saina Nehwal has further motivated people to come and take badminton as a sport and profession. And
No
yes, sir, in
such.
recent
No, no. I know
times,
that Pulela Gopichand or Saina Nehwal or PV Sindhu, yes, they have all emerged. But could they have emerged in a vacuum?
yes, sir.
What suddenly went right for the Indian badminton that we were able to become world beaters?
Sir, it can be further traced back, sir, like Prakash Padukone when he won England championship and he established academy that also gave a flip sir to badminton.
All right, all right. Let us, move over to your poster making interest. You are interested in, social issues. And you said
Yes,
if given an option, you will make a poster on suicide prevention.
yes, sir.
Um, are you aware that India is the suicide capital of the world?
Yes, sir. According to NCRB data,
What is
1.7
the
lakh of
what is
people.
the what is the reason that Indians are committing suicides in such vast numbers?
Yes, sir. There are very multiple reasons that are prominent for this, sir. One is family issues, and second would be economic issues like debt burden, lack of unemployment. These two are the main issues, sir, that I have read about reasons for suicide high rates, sir.
Okay, one of the major reasons that is cited is that depression drives
Yes, sir.
those people who commit suicide. Depression is one of the reasons. Um,
Yes, sir.
what do as a society, what has India done towards ameliorating this problem, handling this crisis? What has it been done?
Sir, India has launched a Mental Health Care Act that have decriminalized suicide and tried to remove the stigma around the suicide, sir. And recently, government has also launched a national suicide prevention strategy. And
No,
the target is to reduce the suicide rate by
how can we prevent
Yes.
suicides from happening on account of mental disturbance and depression? How can this be prevented?
Sir, this can be prevented if medical services like accessibility to mental health care services is made a right that has been done under the act. And the second, sir, as a part of society, we need to provide a conducive environment so that people can come forward, social support, stigma is reduced so that they can approach psychiatric help, sir. And these are the things, sir.
All right. You hit the nail on its head, because the taboo attached towards
Yes, sir.
expressing that someone is having a certain kind of mental disturbance
Yes,
needs
sir.
to be handled immediately, needs to be dealt with care, so they can approach medical professionals. But do we have enough medical professionals to deal with this?
Sir, India does not have, sir. We need to do more. According to World Bank report, only 7.5 psychiatric professional is available per 10 lakh population, and our mental health budget as a part of health budget is only 0.05%, sir, which is very less. So
Well,
we need to do more.
talking about the recent budget, about a
Yes, sir.
high-powered committee to address population issues and demographic shift. What is it talking about? What is the subject matter of this? Why suddenly think about this?
Sir, because our we need to reach the demographic dividend, and that window will close by 2055. And so that committee is being formed so that what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, and how the excessive population thing can be tackled, sir. Yes, this
Well,
was the main mandate about the committee.
but the decennial census having not been conducted, and in the absence of such
Yes, sir.
data, how do you think this high-powered committee can really address this issue?
Yes, sir. For any policy, we need the data. We need data. Scholars and experts are raising this thing, sir. That TFR, according to NHFS 5, have already come below 2.1. That is, many states in South are seeing less population growth, sir. And the decennial census would provide a real picture about our demographic status. So, in the absence of such a data, it would be like hitting the thing in a shadow.
How do you define this
Yes, sir.
demographic dividend? What is this demographic dividend?
Sir, the advantages that is economy growing very rapidly because of young population, that they will earn more, they will reduce dependency ratio, and it will propel fast economic growth, sir.
Okay, I see that you are a student. You have opted for political science and international relations, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me, what are Zeokong border defense villages? What are these?
Sir, Zeokong villages are being constructed by China along the line of actual control. These are dual-use infrastructure, and recently news has come that they are promoting Chinese citizens to come and settle on these villages, sir.
What is our government's response to this?
Sir, government has been quite actively developing infrastructure along the line of actual control, and the government is promoting a vibrant village program so that in those areas development can happen. People do not leave the border areas and act as the eyes for our intelligence agencies, sir.
Okay, what is the strategic significance of Depchang?
Yes, sir. Sir, Depchang is a region in Ladakh, and it is in height, so it gives a very good visibility about the China's border movements. And yes, sir, and this is the strategic significance, sir.
And there is a talk about creating buffer zones, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by these buffer zones, and what does it achieve?
Sir, buffer zones are created as a no man's zone, and on that region, no one will go. There will be no militarization of the region, sir, and it can help in removing the conflicts because borders are not defined, sir. So these are the means to tackle the conflicts, sir.
Right. What are the major issues that are affecting our neighborhood foreign policy in the recent past?
Sir, in recent times, we have launched a neighborhood first policy, but still we are facing issues like in Maldives. We saw government started India Out campaign, and there was a call for removing our military personnel, and government is tackling the issue via core committee. And in uh, in Bangladesh, sir, coming to Sri Lanka, there was economic crisis, and that has posed a migrant challenge to India. India is helping Sri Lanka to come.
Okay, in Maldives, what should India do to, help resolve this issue, this diplomatic issue? What, put it on an even keel?
Sorry, sir, your voice was not audible. Could you please repeat question, sir?
What does India have to repair the damage that has happened, diplomatic damage that has happened with Maldives?
Sir, India is very proactive in repairing the damage. Our Prime Minister met with a Maldivian counterpart in UAE COP summit and formed a core committee that will do diplomatic negotiations and engagement. And recently, government has said technical personnel will replace the military personnel, and the government has given the budget allocation to Maldives to further strengthen our relations. And diplomatic negotiation and talks are going, sir, for strengthening bilateral relations, sir.
What is actually affecting India's commercial interests with reference to the Red Sea?
Sir, because of disturbance in Red Sea, India's export, especially petroleum export to Europe, has been affected. Now insurance cost has increased, and via the Cape of Good Hope route, it takes more than 10 extra days. So our export has hit, sir, and Indian Navy has become proactive to providing safeguard to commercial vehicles, sir. And now India is the diversifying markets for exports, sir. And we also used to import a crude from the region. So that could lead to imported inflation in our economy, sir.
All right. I think that will be all from my side. Thank you very much, Nazia. Over to Chairman, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Nazia, there is
Yes, sir.
lot of issues coming out of uniform in schools.
Yes, sir.
In the objection is the uniforms at times indicate the identity of the students bringing in religious divide.
Yes, sir.
What is your take on this?
Sir, India is a multicultural society, a multi-religious society, sir, and diversity is India's strength. And by understanding each other's religion perspective, we need to develop a greater tolerance, better understanding, and respect for our fellow citizens, sir. This is my opinion that if possible, government keeping in view the education requirements, how education is a basic good, uh, hijab thing can be incorporated in dress, sir. And the matter further is sub judice in Supreme Court, sir.
But what is your view? You left it to the Supreme Court.
Sir, what I believe, sir, it should be the freedom of choice of women that they should be given choice that they want to wear or not. And education is most of the important things that can change life. And especially to Muslim community, they have very low education rates, sir. Only 4 to 5% are graduates. So we should promote education and we should give enabling environment to girl students. Sir, I believe there should not be rigidity. But sir, the parents, they are in middle ages, like 40 or 50 years. It is very difficult to change their attitude. So government, in respect, like welfare government, should promote women's education and should give freedom to girls. If they want to wear, they can wear, sir. What I believe, sir.
Okay, good. Nazia, the interview part is over. We'll give you the feedback now. Okay, to start with Jawahar, sir.
So, Parween,
Yes, sir.
am I audible to you now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So, Parveen, I could see that you have a lot of plus points, like your understanding of various issues. You are able to, your expression, communication, body language, non-verbal, everything is good. I don't want to waste my time on those areas, but better that we'll have to
Thank
go
you,
for
sir.
areas of concern or areas where
Yes,
you
sir.
need to improve yourself. The first and the
Yes,
foremost is that you are making your answers very long and textual. Kindly make it as a kind of a conversation, not a question and answer mode. Make it as an answer. You
yes,
are
sir.
trying to explain the basics of the issues. Either you are trying to give more information or you don't have the information, so you are explaining demographic dividend, those areas, right? So it is a kind of a discussion, Then you'll have to
Yes,
come
sir.
out with your suggestion, right or wrong, you come out suggestion. If something else being made, then you say yes, I agree or not agree, right? Okay. So you make, then when your answers, you have to always have what is known as, I always tell people in a current affairs or in your DAF, keywords and bullet points. Say 1, 2, 3, right? We don't need a elaborate answer like you are writing in your mains. An introduction, then body, then conclusion. Here, it is listen to the question and straight away answer to the question. There is no need kind of beating around the bush. Straight away
Yes,
go.
sir.
So that will help you
Yes,
to
sir.
reduce your timing and you can take more question. And only when you answer, the panel will be able to assess your what do you call
Yes, sir.
qualities, personality traits. Are you suitable
Yes,
for
sir.
that kind of a civil service where they want to put you 190 plus category or not? So I wish that you should come under that 190 plus category. So what you need to do is make certain amendment. Otherwise, your answers are good, but still the improvements can be done.
Yes, I
Like
will
kind of
improve.
when the urban Naxals question came, you are started
Yes,
talking
sir.
about Naxalism. You see, the
Yes,
question
sir.
here is urban Naxals, right? So you have to say the
Yes,
JNU
sir.
urban Naxals because you should be knowing about it. As a student of
Yes, sir.
you are also living near Jamia University, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
should be thorough with that. You can very well say the Naxals want to uproot the government through arms revolt. But here, the urban Naxals are there who wanted to criticize the government through their pen, bullet versus pen. The opinion. So these are the called urban Naxals. They are inside, but they are criticizing the government, trying to correct the government. You can have any type of answer based on what I say, right? You have your own answer.
Yes,
This
sir.
hygiene, I gave you this hygiene, right? When you are talking about hand hygiene,
Yes, sir.
in many places you see that people shake hands, talk to them, touch various places, but still they go about and start eating food, right? It's not possible always to provide washrooms there, but at least we can provide what is known as our sanitizers can be provided.
Sanitizer.
Yeah, where you
Yes,
keep your
sir.
plates, sanitizer will help. See, this is how small ideas
Yes,
will bring
sir.
in major changes. I wanted you to say that.
Yes,
Then the repo rate that you are given answer, the suicide, sir has been mentioning that. You should know suicide is a feeling where person thinks that's the end of life. If it is the UPSC, then
yes,
UPSC
sir.
failure means that end of life. If it is a NEET, if it's NEET failure, will be end of life. So we need to include it in our school curriculum. We can mention that in the school curriculum itself, so that
Yes, sir.
the tendency will come down. Then mental health. You
Yes,
have
sir.
mentioned about mental health. You can mention about medical professional, mental health. What do you call infrastructures? You should talk about it. You are talking in general. You can say, sir, we need to have all our primary health centers should have a mental health professional. Then you can
Yes,
spread quite a lot of them, online. This is very easy that you can do quite a lot of online consultations. So we have an
counseling. Yes, sir.
infrastructure. Yeah, you can mention
Yes, sir.
that shows your understanding of various issues. Then cashless everywhere I mentioned. Actually, I also gave a clue that it is a health and family, health and right? In India, 60% of medical health insurance, they depend on what is known as a reimbursement base. It will be very difficult to spend and get reimbursement time, and you don't get the entire money you want. So, minister said that then again there is a panel of what do you call accredited hospital. You cannot go beyond that. Now,
Yes,
they
sir.
say that you can go to any hospital with any card and you can get a cashless treatment. Whatever you
Yes,
said,
sir.
online, all those things, they're all relevant, but not hitting the nail on the head. So you try to mention that area, that will be good. And the population, your demographic
Yes,
dividend,
sir.
you should, you are mentioning only economy is growing because of the population. See, you have to say
Yes,
reverse,
sir.
because we have working group, age working group people. If they can very well contribute to the economy's development, provided they have education, skill sets required to drive the what you call boost up the economy. So that you will have to say. You can also say that 50% are women in India. So it is our duty to provide them education, health,
Yes,
work,
sir.
employment, independence, financial independence, so that they can also meaningfully contribute. So you can mention, because there will be a lady member who will be watching you. Are you having what you call
Yes, sir.
pro-women activities, something like that? Then you are talking about Maldives. You can add certain points, right? He was asking you about, then we are increasing our budget from 450 to 750. But here we need to have more diplomatic relationship, very frequent this thing, because we wanted, you should mention that there is a Chinese intervention, right? Not why anti, because of the part we need to break. That has to be done by our country. You can mention whatever you want. Then there is a what you call the higher, which is formed, right? It wanted to study about the regional population growth, or in cities where there is a demographic changes are taking place. In some places there are old people, some they are not. So this changes, but the question arises, as sir said, where is your data? Unless you conduct census 21,
Yes, sir.
it will not be possible. Maybe they'll go for some kind of a survey. We don't know how they do it. For uniform, I'm not very happy with the answer that you made. It's more on your personal beliefs. I would rather suggest you, when you go for an interview like this, you can very well say, because you need to have a pan-India view. You need not have. When you say, sir, when it is right, the right is there for the woman, but where is the common approaches? The government makes a common approaches for certain things for the good of the community and education. I would rather suggest that such thing can be introduced. Nobody is going to
Yes,
ask
sir.
you a question. So don't become a very hard this thing and say it is my right. Nobody can do that.
Yes,
That
sir. Sir,
approach you
I
did not
am
have.
not hard, but the thing comes now when I say government should make common law, then question is asked, you are
No,
wearing hijab. But you
yeah,
are
yeah.
saying
No,
women
no,
going to
no,
school should not
no.
wear. That is the thing.
You can say I'm getting used to it. I'm wearing it. Nobody will ask such question because the
Yes,
uniform,
sir.
the question they ask, you can say don't give a hard answer saying that, in my
I have
opinion,
not heard
it is
about
the
these
right.
things. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it was when I heard, we need to have a pan-India outlook. Maybe
Yes,
tomorrow
sir.
you yourself will be passing a geo from out of your hand, right? You do
Yes,
not
sir.
know. So to take a kind of middle path, Buddha's middle path, right?
Yes, sir.
You say,
Yes,
sir,
sir. Yes, sir.
you do agree there is a social systems are like this. All of a sudden, you remove the kind of this thing. There will be an objection to it, but at the same time, changes can be brought slowly. And I don't
Yes, sir.
fully disagree with the kind of a uniform being brought in. But always you can say, sir, consultations, stakeholders' view. Then we come to a consensus. Like that, you can always grace your
Yes,
answers.
sir.
Instead
Yes,
of
sir.
making it should not look as if you are taking this
It's
thing, and
hard.
nobody will ask you. I tell you, why are you wearing? You can say,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
you can
Yes,
wearing.
sir.
You get simply say, I'm getting used to it. I'm comfortable. I'm wearing.
Yes, sir.
That's all. That's all. You can
Yes,
simply
sir.
say that. Be happy with any kind of a wrong question. I will
Yes,
always
sir.
tell you, there is no wrong question, only a wrong answer. So you have
Yes,
to
sir.
convert it and kindly go through
Yes,
the
sir.
current affairs, and particularly you're
Yes,
good at it, but still you make bullet points, 2-3 points, know about it, so that you'll be able to answer.
yes, sir.
Yeah, these are my points of view. Again, I tell you,
Thank you, sir.
please make a
Yes, sir.
conversation, make your answers short, crisp, to the point.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Tamilvendan,
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Nazia, I think I will just add to what Sir Jawar sir had said. You seem to be knowing answers to almost all the questions. You also have data, but the way you present it, it looks very tentative, as though you are not sure of it. There's a certain kind of, lag in your flow, and a certain, energy in your replies. You need to create that kind of a, energy in the way you communicate, so that your verbal, non-verbal, everything syncs, and the person who is listening to you, Nazia, there?
there is
Hello.
a technical issue, sir. He's not there.
We'll wait, sir. We'll wait for a while.
Nazia, kindly switch on
Yes,
your
sir.
video and audio.
Yes, sir. I am doing, sir. Actually, there
Yeah.
was some network issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least
okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your video has not come on, but I will still continue. You keep trying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See,
I am listening, sir.
yeah. You can hear me?
Yes, sir. I am listening, sir. I can hear.
Yeah, please. So in this case, your video has come. Yeah. You have, all the replies, but then try to be very, coherent, and that flow should be very consistent. It should not be staccato.
Yes, sir.
There should not be major pauses while you are giving reply, because they may wonder that, you are tentative, you are doubtful. You may say 4 or 5 good sentences, all being excellent replies. But then when you delay and take your own time between 2 sentences or 3 sentences, like, you pause a lot, then they'll think that maybe you are trying to guess or something like that. So that
Yes,
flow you must, try to practice. That's number 1. Number 2, on the badminton, the reply, you were very vague. Factually, you need to be correct. I asked you why suddenly India is doing better. For anything like that, there will be a proper, there will be a good reason, good grounds will be there. So you need to say that the international badminton is like very competitive, highly competitive, and for our Indian players to become good at that sport, we needed a proper coaching ecosystem, which was lacking, in the earlier times. There used to be one odd, one Prakash Padon, one Syed Modi, and one, Gopi Chand came. But to go from a good player, he turned out to be a world-beating coach, and he set up his academy. Of course, set up his academy in Bangalore. But ever since Gopi Chand set up his academy, the world-class coaching that he gave is able to lift India into the winning, stages. Now India is consistently beating. We are head and shoulders above the European teams, and we are defeating frequently the top players from Asia. For that, the sole credit should go to Pulela Gopichand for having set up his Gopichand Academy in Hyderabad. And you should talk about that. If someone were to ask suddenly, why is this research? Because everybody knows. Suddenly, PV Sindhu is winning, and Pranoy is winning, and our Ranki Reddy and the other person, he is winning. All these young guys, Lakshya Sen is winning. All are beating top players. It cannot just happen, all of a sudden. Things don't drop from the heaven. You need to be very clear about why. This is a very important question. If the badminton that you have mentioned in your DAF is attracting somebody's attention, they may ask. We won the silver medal in Asian Games after 37 years. It's a huge achievement, in Asian Games, because all the world beaters are there in Asia only. And why Europe is not doing as well? Europe finds that it is not as lucrative, as other sports are. Suddenly, the sponsorships and the prize money in the other sports like football and tennis is much more. Therefore, the players are not taking to badminton to the extent that the other aspect is that I am told by the international coaches are saying that the game, it demands a lot of discipline and a lot of stamina and hard work, which the youngsters, European youngsters, are not keen to put in that kind of an effort. In fact, Indians are also not that good at discipline when it comes to discipline, because the Chinese are extremely good, the Koreans are extremely good, and the Japanese. India is not able to compete with those kids because I think the Indian kids are more interested in the pop culture and the social media affliction and the addiction, which probably Chinese and South Koreans have somehow been able to manage. I think India needs to. You can do a more perspective study as to how Indian youth, instead of spending more quality time on things like their physical fitness or excelling in an international sport, are falling a prey to social media and all sorts of web series and all that. So you should be able to bring about that because again this is linked to the mental health status. It's all linked, interlinked. You are very much concerned about how people are easily depressed and they can't handle defeat. And a sport like badminton or any sport, if a particular person plays, the resilience is built. They will take defeat, more sportively, and then move on, saying that okay, today is not my day. This is not my stream of activity. Let me try elsewhere, and let me have a plan B. So this is what the sports teaches. So you need to be a little better prepared on that. And on Maldives, see, we have lost the people-to-people contact. That historical, Maldives used to be almost an extension of India. But suddenly there is so much of bad blood between the two countries because of the social media. And that is one thing that India needs to definitely address. This cannot go on. We cannot hurt our interests, diplomatic interests, merely because a few nutcracks, use this social media handle and all, Facebook and Insta, and call our neighborhood people and their society bad names. Let the countries deal with it. I mean, we are not in any way promoting our culture. It's only our diplomatic corps which is doing it, but we are hampering that work. So you need to be very, clear on that. And as to, other, I think more or less I have covered everything. Thank you so much. I wish you all the very best. You will definitely do well if you keep all this in mind and keep working. Over to you, Chairman, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Nazia. To start with, my compliments to you to come up to this level. You're good. You are a rounded individual as far as personality traits are concerned. You have a pleasant personality. So these are the plus points. What requires is don't carry this monotonous tone.
Yes,
Talking like a student to the teacher. You are a
Yes,
civil
sir.
servant. You are already a civil servant. You have crossed the hurdle. This is the final
Yes,
judgment day. And you have to receive the judgment in your favor. The presentation which you give matters a lot. When we look at the
Yes, sir.
form and the content is very good. Form requires refinement, as we said. Your tone, little more of body language, little more. You
Yes,
can
sir.
emphasize by using hand movements. We were not able to see, maybe because of this video, this thing, but you can use hand movements to emphasize certain points, body movements, and change the tone, be a bit more forceful.
Yes, sir.
And uniform, purposely I asked that question. It is a sensitive issue. Look at you, they may ask question. The attire which you wear, then they may ask. Take, as Jawahar sir has rightly said,
Yes, sir.
the middle approach. The first,
Yes, sir.
teach standardization. Sir, if we are trying to attempt standardization, it should be done. But we will have to involve people. We can't antagonize people.
Yes, sir.
Involvement is very important. And even if they come to the poor strata, underrepresented, middle-aged parent, it is easy to convince them. Everybody will fall in line. Did we not fall in line as far as the economically weaker sections policy on reservation? The whole country has fallen in line. Like that, where there is standardization, yes, don't take your personal stand. Because
Yes, sir.
you are going to be a civil servant. You have no personal wishes there.
Yes, sir.
It is the country's wish, people's wish, and what the constitution wants you to wish. That's all. See,
Yes, sir.
understand. Don't get into a trap of expressing your opinion. And
Yes, sir.
the urban axles, yes. AMU was not infested with urban axles, but then AMU is at the same level like JNU. Reason being, not only U is common, but intelligentsia, known for intellectual exchanges there in AMU. So they may ask this from AMU, straight away they may go to the urban axles. What are they? They are paper tigers, nothing else. They never work in field, the urban axles. They really don't know how to make a bomb.
Yes.
To make a bomb. You see, this is the difference you must understand about the urban axle. And
Yes, sir.
At one place or two, take a moment, try and avoid that.
Yes, sir. Sure, I will avoid, sir.
You
Yes, sir.
see, instead you can say, sir, to start with, by the time you gain time and you laterally thought about the subject.
Yes, sir. Yes,
See,
sir.
you are saying, can I take a few moments? And the sir will say, yes, your last time. Instead,
Yes.
you say, sir, to start with, sir, in the first phase, by that time your thought processes come in queue.
Yes,
This
sir.
is how you should win over the board by not asking the permission and not giving a long pass and things like that. See, these are the fine art of conversation which Jawahar sir has told you. Try and follow that.
Yes, sir, I will do.
Everything will be dingy-do for you.
Thank you,
You
sir.
want to ask us any questions?
Yes, sir. I wanted to know, like, how to do not show that I am talking bookishly or I'm in monotonous tone. Sir, how to avoid that thing, sir?
Listen
Like,
yourself.
make
Listen yourself.
conversation easy.
First, listen yourself in today's recording. You will
Yes,
notice.
sir.
And so, become conscious. You'll become conscious. Then,
Yes, sir.
repeat the same interview. We have asked you the question, and your answers, you mute it. And then give your answer. Look at your tone.
Yes, sir.
Look at variety and clarity in your tone when you speak now, and develop that. That is sure. You can do it. Practice.
Yes, sir.
See how when we talk to you, we vary our voice to emphasize more.
Yes, sir.
More. The word push has to be there. The word throw has to be effective.
Yes,
Whereas
sir.
it was at the same uniform level, standardized.
Yes, sir.
I don't want standardization as far as your delivery is concerned. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Sir, can I get in one more tip
Yes,
before I
Yes,
forget?
sir.
please.
Because I like the way when asked about poster making, she was able to quickly tell those two issues. She should continue to do that in the interview also. She should talk about poster making on suicide. That is the number one thing.
Yes,
And when she talks about it, she should go fully loaded with material on suicides. The data, the theory, Durkheim's theory on suicide, the various, reasons, sociological reasons why suicides happen, and then how internationally how countries are dealing with it, where India is faltering. Like in developed countries, every school, the teacher is given some fundamental basic psychological training to identify among the class students if any child is unnaturally depressed and withdrawn. If there has been any child abuse at home, or maybe some bullying happening in the school. So the psychological profile of the children is part of this teacher's protocol on a daily basis. From the time in the morning to evening, if they see something, some kind of an unnatural kind of behavioral patterns, they will quietly ask the child to come and meet them in private, and then with a few questions, very critical and significant questions, they'll be able to ferret out the facts from the child, and then they will refer them to a professional who will then take over. So some such institutional arrangements need to be put in place, because it's a volcanic explosion we are sitting upon. We don't want a country of mentally disturbed people committing suicide left, right, and center, because we were talking about this dividend, democratic dividend. So we need to address that as part of how to better utilize demographic dividend for us to grow into a 5 trillion economy and an economic superpower. So we need you need to bring that from there, like the poster, suicide, and lead them on, and then talk in a nice, flowing manner. So they want to listen to you more and more, because the data that you will give them will be much more interesting for them. And with some few case studies, maybe you can throw it in, because in institutions like in big institutions like IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, there are suicides happening every time, even among educated elites, not just the poor children, poor students, or poor unemployed people. People who are doing getting into top institutions are also committing suicide. So there is something really fundamentally wrong with the way we are approaching it. So you need to really study this and go with a proper preparation. So starting with definitely this poster on social issue, straight away hit suicide and take them there. I think that will bring you a lot of good scores.
Yeah, winning point. It'll bring you to the winning point.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
So
Sure, sir, I will do.
Okay, right. So you're happy today on your performance?
Yes, sir. Actually, the suggestions I have got, I am very happy. I will work on them, sir.
Okay, good. Wish you all the best.
Wish you all
Thank
the
you
best.
so
All the best. All the best. Do well. Do well. We want you to crack this.
Okay.
Yes, sir, sure. I will.
We are very happy, and we are very concerned about your success.